Yeah, when I first rode the bike, it felt really good as a road bike in Andalusia, and we had a few days down there, and with some super stock tires I think we had, and then we went to Qatar and rode with slicks, and first time on that track, but again basically another first time of the bike, this time first on slicks, and it felt really good, and that was a bit of fun with journalists out there. But if I'm right in saying we ended up maybe very similar to the time that Kay and Ari did in qualifying the year before on the World Superbikes on the old Honda. So we left there thinking this bike's got so much potential, but never did I think we would roll into round one and achieve what Andrew did, what I did, and collectively what we did as a team, because we had a lot of standard parts, and the bike stayed like that all season. So no, I didn't expect it so soon. I knew when I rode the road bike that it was a very impressive road bike, with great potential, but really we didn't change much more than that, for that first round. Maybe the Motec, which is controlled, the Superbike forks and brakes, we had the same swinging arm. It was very much was a road bike, so, and it did stay like that. So yeah, it took us all by surprise so soon. Yeah. I think there's many areas because the bike was so basic. If you want to use that as a wide word, in many areas. So our engine was standard all season. Our exhaust, didn't really develop. We started with one, and that was that. Our swinging arms always derived from the standard one. We made adjustments to them, and this year we have further adjustments, but also we have the Suter swinging arm to try. So there's wider chassis changes available, and we've had time to back parts that we did get during last year, like softer or more flex forks or less flex. And sometimes I don't know if we gave the correct decision on them last year, because it was a practice session before qualifying and you couldn't really get it wrong. So I always went with what I knew worked at the round before. So having parts is one thing, but having time to develop them is the other. So I'm hoping for improvement in a general bike, just improvement in every area. We have some new staff in the team, and I've been picking their brains as well, and they've worked with some very good riders and asking little questions about what they've learnt from very good riders as such. And maybe there's things that the bike doesn't do that I can make it do myself. Maybe it's the character of the bike, and I have to also change. I'm not sitting saying bike has to be better. Of course the bike will improve. We have parts, we have everything to make that better. But I also have to improve. I didn't win the championship last year. I don't think perfect exists, so more progression from the bike and me and the team together. Yeah, that's all we can do, and stay relaxed. Yeah, it was a strange end of season because Donington was a bit of two halves. The penultimate round, we crashed out of the lead of race one, which effectively put us into the final round, not leading the championship for the first time. But we also had a really strong second race. I'd struggled with I got something on my visor in the last race and fought with Taz till the end, and we didn't win, but the pace that both of us were doing was very comparable to World Superbikes for at that stage in the race. And I arrived in Brands in great confidence, and we started okay, and I qualified not so good, but did a really good job of getting to the front of race one, and took a lot of fight and effort to do that. I just think on a whole we didn't have what the others had that weekend, and I certainly wasn't at my best either on the Sunday. But again, I don't think that Brands and Oulton are bad tracks, because Andrew finished fourth at Brands and fought with Eden, and the Ducati, that's probably its best track. So the Honda done that. If it can do it once, it can do it again. I put the Honda second at Oulton Park on the grid, missed out on pole by absolutely a whisker, to Jason. So to me, it's finding maybe some consistency, being able to do that the lap times at them tracks more consistent. But it was disappointing, but it was also a great a great season. You know, at the time it was disappointing, but I look at it now and we came such a long way. You know, 18 was a great year with PBM, and I don't feel like if I was a person now then, you know, I believe 18 could have been much better. You know, 19 was at such a difficult time on the track with, you know, the job didn't really work out, you know, at the beginning of the year, and as that was starting to get worse, you know, obviously things in private as such were going kind of from bad to worse for me. So it was just a terrible season, and there was a bit of a glimmer of hope when, you know, Philip Neely gave me a great opportunity, and, you know, I'm sort of eternally grateful for that, because it gave me the chance to kind of show potentially Harv, you know, that he came on board. And I know it was probably a bit of a sucker punch to the guys at Tyco that I didn't continue with them after being given a chance, but, you know, it's worked out good for them. They've ended up with a great pair of riders now, and I ended up working really well at the Honda team. And I think it came together. You know, I'd been through a terrible time, and, you know, I realised I had to change off the track, but also on the track I had to change. And Harv is a man manager. You know, I love my football. I always talk to him about this, and I love the managers that man manage. You know, I don't like the Mourinhos that knock the confidence out of people. I like the Ole Gunnar Solskjaers that support their players 100%, and I have that. You know, I sort of feel like I have that at Honda, and I'm learning every day. You know, I'm learning from the boss, I'm learning from the staff, and, you know, that's what I've enjoyed most, and, you know, that's kind of what's got that spark, the old Glenn Irwin back. But I've learned also how to control the old Glenn Irwin, because he could be a bit uncontrollable. So it's good. It's helped me in many ways, and, you know, I think we go into this season very open-minded as to what can happen. I won't make any predictions, but of course my package is going to be better. Of course I want it to improve more than other people improve theirs, but that's just a rider and what you want, and of course I have to improve as well. You know, the test was very productive. We had a lot of stuff to try. Some stuff even that wasn't major components, but like chassis settings that we wouldn't have done in a race weekend last year. We tried, and we maybe thought maybe it won't be great here, but let's try it, and kind of ruled things out and ruled things in. We worked on, every rider wants a bike to do what they want it to do, and I feel like I understand the Honda. Has many strengths, probably only one area where we maybe lose a little bit to other bikes. The test as a whole was that one area we can improve from a riding point of view, be doing stuff that's maybe a little bit different to how you would approach these areas on track. And we found time, so that was good to understand. Maybe we can't fix this from a chassis and adjustment, but maybe I can fix this. So we done that. We also got the bike working to how I feel I need the bike to work to manage it over 30 laps. You know, I don't want to be finishing corners on the edge of the tyre everywhere and destroying my rear tyre. But at the same time, I also didn't feel like I had to do 30 lap runs all day to assess tyre wear, because if the bike is doing what you want it to do and you can ride it correctly, when you go into a 30 lap run in a race, you apply the managing to it then as such. So yeah, it was good. We had good 1 lap pace. We had good pace on old tyres as well. And mainly I just seen a huge improvement in the team. And I think in turn we found something in ourselves again. So didn't expect to feel so good on the bike after a long layoff, but I didn't feel great on Wednesday. But Thursday, you know, I was much happier, and, you know, working with my 2 new teammates as well. Like they come from a totally different racing background, a totally different culture. Even the bloody alphabet's different for them, you know what I mean? So it's been enjoyable. They are like extremely fast. You know, yesterday I was chatting to Jonathan Ray yesterday, just sorting out some stuff back at home, and I sent a photo because Takumi was in the car with me, and he just said so fast at Suzuka, and it shows you the pedigree of the boys as well. So I was very interested. It is little words at the minute, but I can understand what they're saying about the bike, and, you know, the key thing I take from the test, the strengths that maybe they will find as they ride the bike more, but the area to improve we all agreed on, and that was good, because if I'm saying it's a bike, that's why I'm slow in this area, and they're saying different, then we're our biggest doubters. You start to doubt yourself and doubt your feedback, and thankfully that wasn't the case. It's not the same without the fans, so yeah, I just want to see the fans back, and I don't know if it's fist pumps or handshakes, whatever Boris is going to allow us to do at that time, but I look forward to crossing the checkered flag and looking in, and if you win a race, celebrating properly, even sitting on the grid. Donington is one, you always feel the grandstand right beside you, and yeah, looking forward to having everyone back, and